Welcome to Regulated-ish. Two moms, two cities, one frequency. This is our once-a-month space to talk about what life actually feels like in the middle of parenting, work, and nervous system overload. This isn't therapy, and it's not a how-to show. It's just two real humans noticing what's showing up and trying to be a little kinder to ourselves while we do it. If something here helps you to feel less alone or a little more grounded, that's the point. Two moms regulating in real time so you don't have to do it alone. Please remind me, my brain.
I needed a reminder too.
Okay.
I think we were going to talk about like the excitement and apprehension of summer break.
Yes. Deep breath, because we forgot to last time, so deep breath in. And now I swear I should do that every time I talk to anybody. Just a quick breath helps.
Yeah. I smell a flower, blow out a candle, and then it just sort of like resets your whole brain.
Yes, and it forces me to slow down, which I always need help with.
Yeah. That's something that I struggle with sometimes too, is just rushing through everything because there's so much going on inside my brain that I feel like I need to rush through everything to get it all done. But spoiler alert, nothing ever always gets done.
No, you're always going to have a to-do list, especially as a mom, as a woman. It just is. So it's May. Does it feel like May to you?
No, because it's still chilly. We're barely cracking 60s over here this week.
It was 90 the other day here in the mountains. I was not happy.
It feels like it's too soon for that. Like there's no easy transition there for you. It's just 0 to 60 or 0 to 90 rather.
And then it does this thing where it rains all the time. I guess I found out we're a temperate rainforest, so didn't know that, but now I do. That explains some of the rain.
Yeah. The weather is kind of like bonkers right now. We're bouncing up and down and up and down, and I will get a nice 75 and sunny, and I'll be so excited that my seasonal depression will just be gone. And then it's like 50 and rainy. And then I planted all of my tomatoes, and then we had a frost. I was like, this is just not very nice. If we can be some consistency, that'd be fantastic.
It would
But
be.
right now we're 60, low 60s and decently sunny. So it's like, okay, I can work with this. But come Monday for Memorial Day, we're supposed to be like 85. So we'll see if it actually happens. Yeah, we'll see if it happens.
Fingers crossed for you. I hate when, I love the fact that I can simply go outside and feel better, but I also hate the fact that if it's raining outside or
like you
dark,
don't feel better.
yes, it's annoying.
It has like an opposite reaction, like an opposite.
I just don't like something external having such a control and impact over my mood.
Well, yeah, I absolutely get that. Like you resign yourself to the fact that there's just some things you can't control, but then you're like, I'm going to control my mood. I'm going to go outside and get some sunshine. And then Mother Nature's like, yeah, no, best I can do is fog and some drizzle.
Yeah, it's like you try to do things to help yourself and it's not. The weather's not working with you. And you would think in May you would have a better chance.
Yeah. Yes. Usually May is much nicer. But now they say that we just celebrated my son's 11th birthday last weekend. And now I'm remembering when he was born, it was pretty chilly like this too. Like he came home in a long sleeve sleeper. And I was worried he was chilly. And like the whole first week he was like long sleeves and stuff. And that was rather unusual. But May can be pretty hit or miss up in the northern Midwest.
That's true. I'm not ready for the summer. Can we have another month? One more month?
I mean, I would say yes, but I'm ready for the lack of schedule. Like I'm looking for that kind of freedom.
I hate not having a schedule.
No, see, you'd think that with my ADHD and my Virgo sun sign, I would be all about having organization and schedules and the whole that, but I'm really bad at it. I think my ADHD cancels out my Virgo, where I don't like structure, or I'm good at setting up structure, but terrible at maintaining it. So like I'm looking forward to not having to rush kids out the doors every morning and pack lunches and snacks. And do you have your water bottle? So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm sort of not looking forward to it in the same sense as I won't have any downtime in the sense that somebody will always be home with me. And then entertaining people and keeping people from being lazy lumps all summer, including myself.
No, I get the whole not worrying about, getting a message. I forgot this. Can you bring it to me? Trying to get them out the door. I totally agree on that. I just hate when they look at you and they expect you to be an event planner or like a magician and just entertain them. And it's just like, okay, so I have another job now. I'm a cook, I'm a chef. I run the household, I do all
Uber
the
driver.
chores, and now I'm an events planner. Thank you.
Yeah, one more hat for you to put on your stack of hats.
And I love my kiddos, don't get me wrong. I chose to have them
Of
and
course you
I
do.
would have them again, but I didn't choose to be an event planner or a chef or a maid or a cook. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and I feel like mine are getting to be the age where they could be a little more self-reliant, and like right now my youngest just made himself ramen for lunch, and that was he
So
didn't
nice when they
require
do
any
that.
assistance out of me. So it's just like, you know how to do some things, make some things happen, and you shove your little baby birdies out of the nest a little bit, but the day where we're absolutely not needed anymore is going to be like heartbreaking.
I know. We've
Are
been
you sure you
struggling.
want me to make your ramen for you?
We're going back and forth with that because I'm like, oh, we don't have time for this summer. We'll do it next summer. And now I'm having to go, wait, my daughter may not be here. She
Yeah.
might be getting ready to go to college.
Yeah, next summer might look a lot differently than previous summers.
Yes. And it's like hard to wrap my head around.
Yes, but also don't dwell on it and it being the end. It's just a new something.
True, true.
So don't put like an exorbitant amount of pressure on yourself to make this like the best summer ever, because
Do feel
it's
that
just it's a
pressure
lot of,
because it's like I want her to want to come home. So I got to make it an awesome summer so she wants to come home, but also she's 17 and she doesn't want to hang with me.
that will change, because I remember being like 17, 18, 19, not really wanting to hang out with my mom, but like
And I get it. I
now
totally
now
get
it's
it.
just like, well, you made plans without me. How come I didn't get invited to that? Like, how come you and your best friend had the nerve to go to the flower nursery and didn't ask if I wanted to come? And she's like, we just went to go get flowers. I was like, I love the nursery. And my mom's trying to shoehorn me out of her ass again all of a sudden. She's like, get out of here. You're an adult.
It's weird. Like, I want her to be independent. I'm so excited for her to go experience college and just figure some things out, you know?
Uh-huh.
But also, I'm like, but you have to come home for spring break. You have to come home for summer. You have to come home for winter. Don't you dare tell me you have an internship or something. Even though in my head, I know it's not rational.
Right. Yeah. But you can also take comfort in knowing that you have such a strong family unit that she will want to come home. Not like the
I
kids who
hope.
are like, oh, my parents are the worst, I'm not going home. So like that's
Well,
not
but
her
But
reality.
that could rub me in the wrong way too, because she could be like, my family knows that they are loved by me and they're supportive. And
Oh,
so they would be totally understanding to know that I can't miss this opportunity.
yeah. And then you will be, and then you'll still be a little bit sad. But I think we're putting the cart way in front of the horse. Like we've swung wildly from where we started this conversation.
Disclaimer here. Erin and Megan talk about the nervous system and regulation, I would say for a living, but that hasn't happened yet. This episode, though, is proof that knowing the tools and using the tools are very different things. Enjoy today's episode.
Do I need a mic?
I've never noticed you needing a mic.
I can project.
Yes, you can. The more serious I get, the more quiet I guess I talk.
That feedback you've been getting?
I've had a couple clients who have said, I've just been noticing, they're like, say again. And I'm like, okay, am I super quiet all of a sudden? And the one lady is like, yeah, the more you like think about an answer, the more you're like very like low and intentional. And I
Soft
was,
spoken. Yeah.
yeah, soft spoken. There you go. My words today, I tell you.
It's like a de-escalation tactic that I learned a long time ago, that if somebody's up here, then you need to have your voice down here. So it forces them to like focus on you and come meet you at your level.
Yeah.
I love that de-escalation tactic. The attack, somebody else can do it for me.
Yes. And it can be any
I'm freaking
type
out.
of,
I need you to whisper at me.
it doesn't always have to be ADHD. It can just be something for you. Warning. This episode was recorded by two brains. We apologize in advance for the tangents. We do not apologize for the chaos.
Hi there.
Hi. Just impatient right now, thinking about the summer and the things I would like to do and can I fit it all in? and still feeling like it should be February. Like I haven't had time to transition.
Like it went January, February, March, April, May.
Yes.
Like it sped through to get to here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Because we just a couple of weeks ago, my mom and sisters and I have a group chat. We were saying, there's this many days left until the end of the school year. My younger sister's a teacher, so she likes to send us, I have this many more wake ups till the end of the year. And then I counted out our wake ups and it was like 27. And I feel like that was yesterday, but now we're done. Like we're out of wake ups.
It's weird when that happens. It's like all
Yeah.
of a sudden, and then you're like, you want to be present so that you have all these memories and good times. But also there's other things where you're like, oh my God, I wish we could just get through this.
Right. Like this needs my attention right now. So we have to make sure that this happens. But I also need to make sure that this happens too. It is a lot of engaging, and like we have an extra long summer this summer because one of the schools are doing construction. So they shortened last year's summer break to extend this year's summer break so they can get the construction project finished. So I feel like we've got plenty of time to get things done this summer. But it's like, do we have the funds and the energy to get this stuff done? And then we also have we need to go do this, but this is something we should do as a family. So let's make sure we can do it on a weekend when dad's home to come with us, that sort of thing. So it's like, we've got plenty of time, but do we have plenty of opportunity, I guess, is what I feel like sometimes we're lacking.
Same with us, because we don't want to leave Erica out of things. But, sometimes doing something on a weekend is impossible.
Right. That's because everybody else who's got parents who work Monday through Friday are the same way. It's like, can we go do this? Yeah, we can go do this on a Sunday, but are we going to want to do this on a Sunday? And how many vacation days can we reasonably ask Dad to take so we can go do this on a Tuesday? There's a Pokemon exhibit coming to the Field Museum. I think it opens today, and the boy is very excited about that. And I'm very excited to go do that too. But it's just like, I don't want to do that on a weekend. Let's, heaven forbid, accidentally pick a free day for the museum to go to that. That's going to be a nightmare. So it's just like, we need to do this like ASAP on a Thursday morning, I feel like.
No,
but it's a matter of
strategize.
Yeah.
No. And it's
And
hard when your
overwhelming.
funds are limited, because then you're like, well, if we do this, can we do that later? Which is better? It gets overwhelming sometimes to try to figure out how to enjoy the summer, because it's all the extra cost. And having teenagers, they eat so much.
Yeah, we're getting into that. We're getting into there. And I feel like every time I look at my son, he's eating something. I was like, didn't you just eat? I'm hungry. It's like, all right, well, knock your socks off, I guess. But like,
my son never stops eating.
I've got neighbors in front of me and up the street from me, and they each have 3 boys. I'm like, I cannot imagine what your house looks like as far as the grocery bill goes right now. And they're all like sports boys, so they're always at practice, working up extra appetites to come home and eat all the things. I was just like, I would just never be able to leave the grocery store, I don't think.
No, it's like I go to the grocery store and I think we're good. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, where did it all go?
Right. I just spent $200 at the grocery store and there's no food in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's that weird transition from school ending and then realizing what the school provides and does help with. And then what you as a parent have to go, I'm in charge of the lunches again. I'm in charge of this again.
You guys get lunches down there?
Yeah, they get lunches.
I'm very jealous of that. You guys down there and my other girlfriend up in Minneapolis, if they get dropped off with enough time before the school day starts, they can have breakfast and lunch at school.
Yep. My kids can have breakfast too if they want. They don't always, and my daughter's always late, so that doesn't happen often. But it is nice to have the option. Now, they don't always eat the lunch. They'll make their own, but I can say, I'm not making you a lunch because you get a free one. So if you're refusing to eat, then you can do it yourself.
Right. Like that's on you to decide if you're eating that or not. But like just the thought of sending my children off to school with nothing but homework sounds like spectacular. But
it is.
I do have a couple of fairly picky eaters. So I think that would still end up packing lunches for them no matter what.
Probably.
Pretty soon they're going to be in charge of making their own lunches.
It is nice when they do it.
Yeah, I think I could institute that for next year, but
that's not a bad idea.
Do I want to be unneeded in that sense? Like,
but you could be needed in other areas.
I suppose.
It is, as they get to like 5th grade up, it's like these weird like endings to these norms that you've done. It's like you have that
Uh-huh.
period of time from when they're like born until they're like 8, 9, 10, depending on your kiddo, where it's like you do these core things all the time. You're always needed to do this. You're always needed to do that. And then all of a sudden, all these small little endings and goodbyes to things, making lunch, singing to them or reading to them at bedtime,
Yeah.
walking them to school, driving them to school, because now I have a teenager who drives. It's all these small little endings that I didn't think about or expect as a parent.
Yeah, today was last day of 5th grade, so it was the last walk to school and the last walk to pick him up and walk him home from school, and I was a medium amount emotional about it. That kid was very emotional about it starting from last night, so, I was like, next year, they're both in middle school and they'll be riding the bus together and they'll be coming home on the bus together. And it'll be nice for them to be in the same place again. But it only lasts for a year this time until they're a junior and a freshman. And then we get 2 years. And who knows what junior year is going to look like. I don't know that. I know that the high school staggers start times and stuff sometimes. So if they'll be even on the same schedule for her to drive him. And it's just like, but I do have an odd security blanket with my part-time position as caregiver for my disabled cousin where I'm still washing somebody's hair. I'm still getting somebody dressed. I'm still making somebody dinner when I'm there. It's just like, okay, I've got these constants that I'm losing at my house, but I'm gaining them at her house. It's just like, okay, because I haven't had to scrub anybody's hair here in ages. And over there, it's like, she needs me to do that. So I still get these little joys. And I was just blow drying her hair recently. I was like, Amelia never lets me blow dry her hair. So I love to come
Emma
over here and do
let
this for
me
you.
blow dry her hair to help her to get ready for prom. It was wonderful. And I don't think she realized how happy it made me when she asked me to do it, because she was going to blow dry her hair and then go do her makeup with her friends, because they do this whole TikTok thing and they wear PJs and then they have their dress.
The transition,
Yes.
that we all start in PJs
Yes.
and then we snap our fingers and we're ready.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So she goes and she does that. And then us parents will go to whatever house it's being done at. Last year was ours. This year it was another friend. And so then we went and took pictures and they went off.
She looked gorgeous.
Cute.
I noticed she was wearing red, and I'm pretty sure you wore red for our senior prom too.
I
So it's
did
like, oh,
for our senior prom.
that's a nice little continuity there.
It is cute. I don't know if she'll wear red again for her senior, but it was cute to have. I just like the fact that these kiddos, they just go to all these different dances, and it's okay if they don't have somebody with them. And it's just more enjoying the process of it.
And the event itself and not the
Yeah.
pressure to conform to, I can't go to prom if I don't have a date.
Yeah, none
That
of
kind of
that
thing.
crap. None of that.
No, not how things work for us kids in the 1900s.
Back in those 90s, oh my God.
Yeah. Back in my day.
I know. It's like 80s were just, it's weird.
I
I'm
know.
happy they don't party the way we did or stuff, but
Mhm.
also, I don't know. They don't get to have the fun that we
The
used
same
to be able.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They school sanctioned fun. It can be so easily wrecked with, not cyber stalking, but everybody being so willing to post things that last forever. It's just we're going to put this on TikTok. And it's just oh, are you sure that's what you want going on TikTok? And it's just crazy. Some of the things I see, one of my son's friends has a TikTok account and she's dancing all these little dances. And she's like, you're 11. You're going to be mortified when you're an adult and these things are still floating around on the internet because your parents didn't say, no, you're not allowed to do that. It was just easier to say yes and, say no and be the mean parent. I cringe at the thought of being cringed out later.
It's a hard line. I know May, it seems harder this time around. I don't know why. Maybe because it's my last full summer with my daughter, or we're still trying to get our house together after the hurricane. There's still things to be done.
Yeah.
We have these wonderful volunteer organizations that'll come, but sometimes some of the intrusive questions they ask, I'm not comfortable with. Or the judgment,
Really?
well, I had this one person, they were going to come help with our fence. And then they're like, well, where did you spend the insurance money on this? And where did you spend any FEMA money you got? And give us the receipts and da 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 da. And I'm like, you do realize when the hurricane hit and the tariffs came, wood doubled in price. So what we got to fix did not equate what would fix, because a month or two later, everything went up in price.
Everything went up in price and FEMA got gutted, and the
Yes.
relief money we got wasn't really that big sigh of
No,
relief we were anticipating. It was just like a little nudge of
no.
help. Yeah, that does seem like, were they like a charity that was asking for all that, or were they just like a
Yeah, a
company?
lot of charities who have been down here actually will create, it's like these big files, and they collect all this information. How many people are in your family? How much money do you make? Are you unemployed? Food stamps? How long were you unemployed during the hurricane? What are you making now? Where are all the receipts for everything? And it's like same questions for like 3, 4 different like volunteer organizations. And I just, part of me is like, I'm happy they're making sure that they're not getting scammed. But at the same time, you are making people feel judged. You're also making them feel more overwhelmed. You're asking
Right.
them for receipts and things that they may not have because they've been in and out of housing.
Right, but also, like, you're begging for their help, like, you're
Yes.
asking to be
And as
justified
a
for getting their
therapist,
assistance.
I'm always telling people, go ask for help. Nobody knows if you need help unless you tell them. And it's
Right.
hard to ask for help. And I've had to really learn
Oh,
how to ask for help.
100%. Yeah.
But then when you get stuff like that and you ask for help, and then you get like 20 questions, 40 questions, having to look
Mhm.
for receipts a year and a half ago, you
Right.
feel kind of defeated and judged. And so it's
And
hard
then you
for
go back
me
to your yeah,
to
you go
be
back to,
like,
"This is
ask
why I
for
don't even
help
ask."
on how I personally would judge people and tell them to ask for help and why aren't you asking for help? I
Right.
feel bad because holy crap, asking for help in this country sucks.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that you have no way of knowing until you have to go through it.
Like quick fix, but us being so okay with it also isn't going to help.
Yeah, I think where the real change is gonna start coming is people being aware of it and people talking about it, and, like, stop having our heads in the sand about, it's just the way it is. It's always been like this, and it's just like real change needs to start happening.
Well, that's why I'm actually very interested on, is it Generation Z or Alpha, where they're like, no, I don't want to go to work, or I'm not going to show up to work. Why should I show up to work? I get paid like nothing. You don't respect me. And like, I hear all these older generations complain and complain, but part of me is like, you know what? I don't blame them. They're getting the shaft and they're saying,
Yeah,
I
like,
don't want to.
yeah, it's all the old people are like, "Oh, no one wants to work anymore."
Yeah, because they don't get
Why?
paid
They're
well.
not getting
Why should
valued
they?
either. Like, there's no, like, why are my words just not coming to me? There's no reason for them to work harder
No, because they
because there's
won't get a
no
promotion,
retribution
they
for
won't
it.
get a
Yeah,
raise, there's no pension, they're never gonna be able to afford a house.
they're
So
not gonna be able to
what
retire ever. Yeah.
what is the motivation? Of course they're not gonna
Right.
show up to work on time, or
Yeah,
they
I
may
had
just blow it off because they know that this job doesn't really pay much and they'll find another job that doesn't pay much.
right. I had a department head say something about, it was a new hire who was very young at the time. And it's like, but she's Gen Z, so she's not going to stay around a lot. They are statistically more likely to leave a job. And then she stayed for 2 years and left. And like, we knew she wasn't going to stay. I was like, she left for a better place. She left for a better department that paid more, that had better benefits. Like, she did the right thing. Meanwhile, everybody else is sitting around here with Stockholm syndrome, just taking the abuse because it's what we've always done. I was just like, props to her because she's doing it right.
If you're one of those companies where it's like Gen Z won't work for you, I think that's it. You're going to have a come to Jesus moment, a big wake up call, whatever you believe in,
Right. That should be an eye
because
opener.
that isn't going to get better if you
Right.
don't figure out why that job sucks so much that they won't even
Yeah.
show up because the paycheck isn't worth it.
They're not willing to, inflict that abuse upon themselves. They're like, I'll go work somewhere else for another $1 an hour and maybe that'll be good for 6 months and I'll find something else. Like, they don't seem to care about having 6 jobs on their resume.
No,
Like, that was
they could
always a, why
care
did, why did you leave that job?
less.
How can you've got so many options? Like, you've got so many previous jobs here. Like, can you not hold a job? no, I opted to leave those jobs because they weren't for me. So yeah, I mean, it should be a wake up call to companies to be like, how can we be better for everybody, not just apply ourselves so that Gen Z will come work for us.
Yes, because I think it's going to get harder and harder to motivate them when there really isn't a lot for them to look forward to. And I don't blame them. So,
Yeah, no, I don't blame them. It's funny because with us being on the cusp of the two, like right between Gen Z and the millennial, like I can see both sides of it, but because I can see both sides of those, I can also see both sides of like the next gap too. It's just like, oh yeah, like we gave everybody participation trophies and that makes you feel like you're all worthy. So you're not, this job isn't worthy of me. Like we've done right. Like we've raised them up to see their self-worth.
and now
And
they're
now,
mad that they want their self worth
right,
recognized.
exactly. It's like I can see it, but no one's willing to make the changes to adjust to that. It's like, we changed then, like let's change now. Like they're just because they're adults doesn't mean like they're gonna be automatically beaten down when they turn 18.
I'm sorry, but stockholders and big CEOs making 300% more than the people who work for you, that's going to have to change or you're going to have no workers. It just
Exactly.
is.
And there was a quote, I think it was the Amazon guy who was saying that raising my taxes isn't going to affect the people making minimum wage as much as you think it is. I was like, oh, but I think it might. I
And
think if,
maybe you should pay your workers better then.
right, exactly. It's like pay your taxes or pay your workers. I mean, ideally it should be both, but like
It should be
at
both.
this point in time, I think one would be a good start. But if you're saying raising my taxes isn't going to help anybody else out, like, do you forget how much money you make and how much money you have?
I'm sorry. Anybody who's has over 100 million, like, come on now.
Yep.
We cannot spend all that money.
You can't take it with you unless you're,
could help so many people.
right. And unless you're leaving every damn dime to a tax-free charity that actually helps people instead of just makes other people richer. No.
Well, we're on our soapbox, but it does go into that
We've gone completely off.
But May is the ending of many different things. School starts to wrap up. My kids don't get out to June, but mentally they're checked out come Memorial Day.
Yep.
So it does all kind of tie in. We are going to have to wrap it up, though.
Yeah. I feel like we should have a take two at May before the end of the month. Like this one didn't go as planned.
It could be a mini one. And, I think a lot of parents relate that you're just burnt out in May. Your brain doesn't work as well. You're tired. You did the whole rush to get through the holidays. You did the whole rush to have a good spring break with the kids. And your reward is now you get a couple months at home with them. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you did the good spring break and then you tried your damnedest to keep everybody on track for the rest of the year. It's just like
Get
in a conversation.
for them.
Yeah. On the way to the school with my son the one day, I was like, look, I know you're checked out because you're ready for the end of the year, but you have to like lock in for like 3 more days. Like both of us, we need to lock it in and we need to like just keep it going.
Yeah.
We can check out come Memorial Day, but we got to keep it together.
Yes. And then summer comes and you're like, okay, where's my vacation?
Right. That's when my vacation starts in end of August when they go back to school. And I'm like, yes, that me time I love.
Yep.
Yes.
May is such a difficult month.
I know. It's like it should be so exciting, but it is just like a big mixed bag of whatever it is. It's just like you got to take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, my dear. Thank you for your time as always. If this podcast
Always a good
goes
chat.
anywhere or doesn't, at least we get to see each other.
You know what? I was saying to somebody, it's like, it's a nice to have a scheduled catch up. And if somebody, takes something away from it, that's great. Otherwise, I just got to chat with my bestie for a while.
Exactly. And it's been very good for my mental health. So
I think so. I agree.
All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Our nervous systems were fully offline during this conversation. Topics may have wandered. Squirrels may have been chased. We regret nothing.
Bye, listeners. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for spending this little pocket of time with us. If anything we talked about stirred something up, just remember you don't have to rush to fix it. Noticing it is enough work already. And if you ever want a few more gentle ways to settle your nervous system, that's what the Mind Circuit app is here for. Check it out in Apple Store and Google Play. And we'll meet you back here next month. And as always, please be kind to your wiring.